G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in over on the east side of the map, we've got Leonok, who is playing as the Abbasid dynasty in the color red. Over on the opposite side of the map, spawning in as the blue Mongol player, we have got Running, and he is absolutely opening up with a bit of a mad wild start right here. He's got his Uvu very close to the town center, which to me would indicate that he's probably going to be playing very safe, or at least going to be able to play quite safe in the early game. So what does this mean? Typically, if you see an Uvu close to the town center, it's very easy to put a pasture down in close to the town center, and that's going to offer a little bit more of an early economy for the Mongol player, but it's not always guaranteed. And one of the interesting things that we already see Running doing is just grabbing the sheep around his base, and actually finds the triple double, so that's going to be very nice for him as well. But now continuing to head around his base, we are currently watching Golden League at the moment. So for anybody unfamiliar with Golden League, $125,000 Age of Empires 4 tournament that is happening this weekend. It happened last weekend as well, and it is going to be happening for the next few months. So I'll leave a link in the description to where you can find all the action. But we are currently in the losers bracket. Now you might be wondering what the heck is a losers bracket, and that's okay. I'm here to inform you exactly what it is. So the losers bracket is where you end up once you have lost. That is correct. So everybody starts out in a winner's bracket, as you would expect, but once you've lost in the winner's bracket, you then go down to the loser's bracket, which is kind of where you get a second life. It's where you get a chance at redemption. And both of these players are currently looking for redemption. Leonok, obviously, on the south side here, he has been knocked out by Puppy Paw. Now, for anybody unfamiliar with Puppy Paw, a little bit of an up-and-comer, I would say, but a very talented player. Also beat Lucifron as well, so Puppy Paw is a very good player. On the other side, though, we've got Running, who not only is opening up with a barracks, but was knocked out by Marine Lord, one of the favorites for the tournament. So no real surprises that these guys are in the losers bracket, or at least that Running's in the losers brackets. You can put anybody up against Marine Lord, and you'd say it would be pretty likely that they're probably going to be going into the losers bracket. I mean, with the exception of maybe Beastie Cutie. But both of these guys being knocked out by pretty decent players. And I guess the question is, where do we go from here? So these guys have been in the losers bracket since round 2. We are currently in round 5. So these guys have had to go through round 2 games, round 3 games, round 4 games. So that's literally, 2, 3, 4. That's 3 different rounds that they've had to deal with in the losers bracket. We're now into the 4th round that they are in the losers bracket. So it's pretty big when you think about it. And this is a best of 3. So it's going to go down to the wire if we do get there. But yeah, it's a very interesting opening coming through from Running now. So you can see the villagers going to be coming in with, or the villager rather, going to be coming in with the spears. Spots the villagers from his enemy, and at the same time just coming around the very edge there of the production. And now we see pressure beginning to move over towards the gold mine. No early wheelbarrow just yet. You can take a look there. Still yet to come in. Spear's going to be coming in, looking to apply a bit of pressure to that gold mine outpost. Going to be coming down as well. Leonok going to be under significant pressure, and this is quite rare. I say quite rare, but it's not something that we commonly see. Early aggression as the Mongols anymore. Players definitely seem to be more in favor of a bit of a pasture opening is something that we're seeing more and more of out of players. So yeah, this is kind of nice to see that we've got a little bit of action coming out early from Running. We'll see how Leonok looks to deal with it. Going to be dropping down the House of Wisdom. I would expect he's going to be focusing on his wood production, or wood gathering, which is exactly what he's doing. We'll look to get out an archery range as soon as he ages up, and you can see he's actually got a nice little palisade wall already in here, and looking to wall up the bottom as well. Very nice from Leonok. Great foresight to be able to do that. And now at the same time, back towards the berries. He may potentially be under attack from that point. We will watch to see if the villager moves. I suspect that the villager would probably look to do an outpost like right here. Let's see how accurate I am with the drawing. He might maybe comes in here. Let's see where he goes. It's going to be there, a little bit safer. So I think I said initially there. So not too bad, Drongo, not too bad. Leonok now up into the next stage. Archery range going to be coming out for him. And you can see that outpost going to be going down, isolating those berries. Now, when it comes to the next food source for Leonok, he's got plenty of sheep underneath the town center, 10 sheep at the moment, so that should be okay for him. The main issue is that his other berry patches towards the front, and the other berry patch that he's got is way up towards the north, which is stuck between a rock and a hard place because there are a lot of outposts for him to deal with. But but we'll check in now with his enemy, see exactly what he's up to, what he's going for. Deerstone's going to be the name of the game here. Not looking to go for any pastures at all in the first stage. Sometimes we do see this almost like a little bit of a fake out, where players go for an early barracks, get 2 spears out, go drop an outpost down, just a single outpost, and then do pastures behind it. But we'll see exactly how Running looks to play it, as all of his units have now jumped inside that outpost. He's going to be chilling out. He's very happy for the meantime. He's going to be able to force archery rangers coming out from his enemy. And now at the same time, Leenock scouting out the map continually, looking for more... for more sheep. But now look at this. Early battering ram coming down for Leenock. I would almost say this is a bit of a trap. It is a bit of a trap. Obviously, Leenock wants to free up these resources, and he's going to be able to do that. The battering ram together with the archers... It's going to be an absolutely deadly combo up against this. And it's such a smart move, in my opinion, to be going for this. But at the same time, you can't help but feel it might be a little bit of an overinvestment in resources. I suspect that as soon as Running sees that this is what's coming out, he's just going to immediately evacuate both of these outposts. Probably not going to be looking for upgrades either. So we'll see exactly how Leenock goes to time it. But you can see that the battering ram's still got quite a bit of time before it is complete. Back over in the base of Running, you can see that there's actually horsemen that are coming out. So Running actually looking to play this a little bit more in feudal than most would expect. So very interesting play. Normally you would expect behind this that there would be a lot of villages on gold, maybe even 5 or 6 villages on gold, and a fast castle would be in order, but not going to be the case today. So now the new age has begun, and Leenock going to be moving in. He's got enough archers here to be able to defend this battering ram. Not enough archers to actually one-shot the spearman though, so we'll see how he looks to play it as the battering ram now begins to move in towards that outpost, and Leenock looks to try and hold his position here. Battering ram, you can see it's just doing so much damage against those outposts. Now horsemen even here, but they're going to have to just sit back tight because this position is definitely going to get destroyed. I don't think there's any real way that Leenock is going to be losing this. I mean, I say that, but if he pushes out like this, it could be really bad. 2 horsemen have already come out. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if 2 more horsemen are on the way at this point in time, and they could definitely look to do a lot of damage, and the Khan's going to be spotting this as well, almost leading them away intentionally. This is a bad decision right now from Leenock. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he's getting caught in no man's land. Horsemen going to be running in, more horsemen going to be coming back in from the side. A little bit of a delay from Running, but still going to be able to get the connection here. Early horsemen only coming through yet, not the upgrades on. Now the horseman upgrade actually comes through, and going to be looking to turn their attention towards the battering ram instead. Obviously don't want to go too far underneath that town center. Now firing away at that bad boy, but we do see a spearman also coming up at this point in time for Leenock. So we'll check in with him. You hear those Abbasid archers just yelling out, screaming out as they did go down, but almost another trap coming through here. So I feel like battering rams, ideally just stick with one. You only need one to clear this position, in my opinion. Having a second battering ram is not going to give you, you know, anything extra decent, extra juicy. It's just, you know, it's just another waste of 300 resources. So we'll see what he does with it. Obviously his stone is in a bit of a difficult position as well towards the back here. So it makes it very difficult for him to even think about a second town center. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Leenock's the kind of guy that would just come down here and just, you know, sit 6 villagers on that stone. But now battering ram's going to begin moving out, looking to break this position. Archers as well as the spears going to be coming out here. You can see the villager actually getting focused down. I thought that the outpost would have all of its fire drawn to the battering ram, but it seems like that is not the case. Now Archer's going to be looking to defend against these horsemen. You can see they've done a great job there. Villagers very intent on coming out to this stone outcropping, I can only suspect. You can see Leenock is very intent on getting up this second town center, and I wouldn't be surprised even if we see Leenock go for a third town center. He is exactly that kind of guy that likes to go for a third town center, but a lot of villagers out here, 7 in total, going to be out in here. Battering rams, as you can see, there's a bit of a waste of resources. He's got plenty of resources in the bank, but at the same time, you could have been doing other stuff with those villagers. You could just be floating the extra resources at this point, but we'll check back in with Running. We'll see how he's doing, and you can see he's well on his way up to castle. He's halfway on the food, almost the complete way up with regard to his gold though. So he's been doing a great job of macroing behind this, and look at the huge amount of pastures that are coming out. You can see he's got 3 pastures out already, all of them sitting on the Uvu, nice and safe here, and they're going to continue to funnel in resources. You can see a little bit of a mistake coming through though. Villagers now, oh, this is terrible damage, but yeah, this is just absolutely beautiful stuff coming out from Running though. I love the way that he's playing. Looks like a Gur going to get dropped down here as well, but now it looks like at this point in time, you know, Running's just taking a step back, and I think that's the appropriate thing to do in this position. You just want to take a step back. You've done, you know, you've forced your enemy to make a whole bunch of rams, and now you can sit back, because on the defensive, you know, if the enemy comes in, that's fine. You move your barracks back over here. You move your stable back over here. You move your archery range back over here. If he wants to come for these, then you pull villagers, and that's when you mean business. But now we can see that Leenock also going to be thinking about that second town center himself, dropping it down on the, or not necessarily, I probably shouldn't say it like that, because obviously Running's not thinking about a second town center, but he's looking to diversify. Obviously both of them opening up with military in the early game, but now we can see that, you know, Leenock says, I'm going to invest in my economy, whereas Running says, I'm going to invest in my technology. And that's exactly what happens, and another pasture coming down right here for Running. This is absolute crazy stuff from him, a huge amount. Probably needs to do a little bit of Tetris here. I think if you move the stable down to the corner and then move the archery range down as well, you can probably fit another pasture or two on here. But now Running, going to be looking to scout out his enemy. He spots the villagers on the berry bushes here. Battering rams just chilling out. I like the way that he's got the battering rams out patrolling. You can see he's split them up. He's like, I'm just going to keep you guys on the front line. If the Khan comes in, he's going to trigger off an attack there. So I'm going to be absolutely fine. So very smart move there. But now Leenock definitely thinking about getting up to the castle age. Not going to be dropping down more than one extra town center here. So just going to be sticking with the 2 TC comp. And at the same time, Running now going to be looking to age up. We see the step redoubt coming down. I would expect that we would see the Gur come in as soon as that one is up and ready to roll. Blacksmith now going to be coming down for him. And just very questionable placement of this Blacksmith. It just eats up so much space. But I guess if he's not intending to drop down any more pastures, then that's going to be absolutely fine. And you can see just how many sheep are coming in underneath here. At the moment, if we take a look, there are 7 sheep in total that he's got on underneath that town center. And Scout going to be coming in. Got to be careful here, Scout. He might garrison the villages on the inside, or is just going to let it pass. But now going to be cleaning up. Leenock testing his luck right here as the horseman looking to clean up this Scout. And Leenock now has a bit of an understanding about what his enemy's up to. Obviously spots out the villager or the villagers building the step redoubt. That Scout did come along this wood line here and obviously would have spotted that out. So he knows well and truly that his enemy is going up to the next age. Leenock now going to be looking to do the same thing. You can see that he's got plenty of resources in the bank. Let's check the technologies that are coming through. You see +1 range coming through for his opponent Running at the moment. But no improved siege engineering. He does actually have the stone to construct or to research it, but you can see he has spent it. Now it looks like he has cancelled what he was planning and probably going to be putting that in the queue. I think with an infantry mass the size that he's got, it definitely makes sense to be going for that. Maybe even looking for an early mangonel against this composition that Leenock's got. But at the same time, he'll know that Leenock's thinking about getting up to the next stage himself. He knows about the second town center. Obviously he saw all those villagers coming out looking to secure up that stone. And now Leenock's going to be able to get up, so we'll see exactly how he looks to play once he reaches the castle age. But I would expect we'd see men-at-arms, I'd expect that we would see crossbows, and I would expect that we would see mangonels and springalds on the defense for him. Obviously going to be looking to stay underneath these 2 town centers. The main issue that he's going to have is that his enemy may look to give him the runaround. So obviously there's already horsemen coming out for our Mongol player, but I wouldn't be surprised if we actually start to see double batches of lancers coming out. But it actually looks like he's not going to be going for that. It's going to be just a full infantry composition at this point in time. A lot of men-at-arms now coming out. We'll take a look at the siege workshop, and you can see improved siege engineering is coming in. And now a bit of a push coming towards the front of the base here. Running's definitely found a nice little window, but at the same time, on the defensive, Leenock should be able to hold this position as long as he just keeps making units. The most important thing at this point is just keep making units. It doesn't matter what it is. It just needs to be trash. It just needs to be units. Villagers in the town center now going to be looking to defend against those men-at-arms. You can see a huge amount of armor on those guys. Barely taking any damage in that situation. Now, continuing to fall back, Leenock under significant pressure here will enter into cinematic mode so you guys can witness it in all of its glory. Blacksmith going to go down. We hear those villagers getting murdered as well. But at the same time, I feel like it's a little bit of an overcommitment coming out from Running. But at the same time, he is doing a good job of taking out the army of Leenock. So it means his reinforcements that are probably coming through. There we go. Reinforcements that are coming through. Going to be able to come through without too much of a hassle. But now manages to clean up the majority of these men-at-arms. You can see Camel Archers trying to come out here in this position as well. Going to be able to finally take them down, and now all those archers going to be vanquished from this earth as well. And now at the same time, men-at-arms moving towards the wood line. We can see Leenock has reached the next age. He's going to be looking to get out some men-at-arms himself. We'll take a look. He's actually doesn't have a lot of resources at this point in time. He's sitting on 49 villagers compared to the 46 of his enemy. So his enemy's doing a pretty decent job of keeping up with the Abbasid economy, but at the same time, I mean, that's credit to the fact that he delayed that early Abbasid town center so much, forced the 2 battering rams coming out, and now he's able to continue dancing in the base of his opponent, and there's not too much that can really be done. You can see that men-at-arms just barely, you know, it's barely taking damage. It's absolutely ludicrous how much damage these guys don't take. But now, next level of men-at-arms, or next set of men-at-arms coming in 2 by 2 they go in, hurrah. One villager going to be doing a loop-to-loop there. Probably not a bad choice, honestly, to do the loop-to-loop like that. But springald emplacements now beginning to come through. So I would expect that we would... Oh, look at this. Oh, this is absolutely disgusting. Gosh, I hate springald emplacements, man. Oh my god, if there was something... I genuinely feel like emplacements, or at least springald emplacements, need to be toned down. Whether it's like the cost or the damage or the range, I don't even know. You know what? Probably don't even change anything. Just make them really expensive. I think that's fine. Oh, those villagers! Damn, that was a long-range shot right there coming out from Mr. Mangonel. I genuinely didn't think that was going to hit. I thought the Mangonel fired off when the villagers were idle, and then the villagers moved, but I guess it wasn't the case. So doubled springald outpost coming through for running, and this is such a smart move. When you think about it, the way that he's playing, so he's using these outposts with springald emplacements, essentially like you would use a keep. So you have a keep, and that's where you can use it as your forward base of operations. Your enemy can't really push into there. If they do, they're going to be taking ineffective trades. And we see the same thing coming out with these outposts, because these springald outposts are just so incredibly good. So I want to take a look and see if we can spot out another outpost. Actually, we should be able to spot it in the base here. We can't actually. I just want to see how much a springald emplacement costs, because I feel like it's just ridiculously cheap. We just see how quickly they seem to come out. But I guess Mongol's got no shortage of stone, so they're easily able to do that. But now, got to continue working on that outpost. Slowly but steadily bringing it down. Here we go, another outpost to the north. We can check and see exactly how much those bad boys cost. Incoming, it is... God, that's so cheap. 50 gold and 125 stone. And you can see straight away Lenok is getting a springald emplacement on that. I think that just says a lot. You know what? I feel like... what is a reasonable price? Like maybe 125 gold, 125 stone? Maybe something like that, just to make it like a little bit more meaningful, because it's just ludicrous how cheap those things are. But now running, going to be moving up towards the north. He knows that the enemy is up there. He knows that's where the food is all being gathered. So he's going to be looking to head up towards that position. At the same time, we see villagers heading around the base of Lenok and just looking to secure him in. He's got plenty of outposts going up. Now Men-at-Arms going to be coming in underneath the outpost. You can see a Camel Archer actually sitting in there idle. Villagers going to be going down. Springald just does so much damage, so effective in this situation. And you can see it's not going to be too long before that Men-at-Arms does go down. This is such an effective counter to raids. Is you drop down that single springald emplacement with the outpost, and you just run your villagers around in circles around it, and it's going to be fine. Khan actually going down there. Bit of a mistake coming out from running. Not running far enough, but now Battering Ram going to be looking to come out onto the front line. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually saw a Siege Workshop come out from Lenok and a Trebuchet look to deal with this, because it's just so frustrating to try and deal with that. Men-at-Arms finally goes down. A lot of idle time coming out there for Lenok, so not sure if it's worth it. Might want to look to get a second outpost with a second springald emplacement on it, and you can even secure up, like keep that as a late game position. You know what? I'm inspired by these guys. I'm actually going to start getting more springald emplacements in my games, because I just feel like they're incredibly good. Uvu now coming down on the front line. We got ourselves a forward Uvu, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Wow. I'm trying to remember what movie that's from, or what it's from something. It's a bit of a meme. Wow. Gosh, I hope I haven't outed myself as like an anime enjoyer or something like that. But now Outpost going to be going down on the front. I'm not really an anime enjoyer. I like DBZ. That was about it. Dragon Ball Z. Pokemon, obviously, but that's not really an anime. That's more of like a children's show. Like, obviously, objectively, yes, guys, it's an anime, but like, come on. You didn't even know what the word anime was until you watched like season 3 of Pokemon. Then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I do like anime. There you go. Running now, building up that mass of Men-at-Arms, and at this point in time, I mean, there's just such a beautiful composition coming out from him, and I gotta say, I really like the way that he's playing it. And now at the same time, we hear those relics being picked up around the map. Shaman gonna be out here looking for those extra relics. He does spot another one down here towards this position. There was another one that he did miss. Gonna actually find a sacred site. No, gonna miss that sacred site as well. But he is out on the map, doing a lot of work, but this is such a smart move here coming out from running. So let's talk a little bit about how this works. Trebuchet just going to continue sieging down everything. Okay, so if the Springalds come up, then the Springalds get taken out by the Springalds from the Mongols, because they're buffed up by the Yam network, so they move faster. So you can see there, Yam, so it generates Yam. They're flowing, or they're glowing, which means they have got their Yam speed. So they're always going to move faster, always going to be able to out-position. And let's say you want to defend against these men-at-arms. Oh, that's fine. I'm going to make crossbows. Well, if you make crossbows, now I've got a mangonel, and the mangonel is going to seal the deal against it. But look down here at the base of Leenock. Leenock's got absolutely no units. What is going on for Leenock right now? He's got a whole bunch of springles, but at the same time, there's barely any units. He's got a little bit of crossbows here. A few men-at-arms going to be running out, but the springles just completely getting evaporated by the men-at-arms now, and Leenock looking like he's in absolute shambles. We'll head into the spectator, or what's it even called? I don't even know what it's even called. We'll head into the, gosh, I genuinely can't remember. I've drawn a blank, ladies and gentlemen. But let's not worry right now because we got more to worry about because Leenock is looking like he might be out on this first game here. So many units in his base, and now we're going to see that the enemy is just like, Leenock's going to come in, bring the villagers up, probably look to siege down these springlets, but the men-at-arms just going to be rounding or just clearing house. Cleaning house? Clearing house? I'm not too sure. I need to remember exactly what that's called. Hold on. It is called, I can find it right here, I think. No, cinematic mode. Cinematic mode. Gosh, Strongo. You got the memory, the size of a goldfish, the size of a goldfish, the length of a goldfish. You've got a memory like a goldfish. We'll say that much. But I'm curious to see exactly how running is running right now because you can see he's capturing up sacred sites. Still no second relic on that bad boy. But he is out on the map looking to take the relics. Holding on. 65 villagers for running at the moment, 67 for Leenock, and Leenock is considerably more idle. Finding more resources towards the back of the base, Leenock continuing to struggle to collect those berry patches. So a little bit of the consequence of a bad spawn, I would, because like when you compare that to what his enemy got, like you got berries here. You got a very long distance gold mine. Oh, you just got classic Age of Empires 4 things. So you've got berries here. You got a safe berries up towards the north and then a safe berries down towards the south. Like for Leenock, that would have been amazing. But Leenock gets a double unsafe berry spawn. And so it's a lot more difficult for him. I say double unsafe. It's really only, you know what? No, it's double unsafe. Because he's got front berries and then he's got even further front berries. And that's not what you want to be as the Abbasid player. Crossbow mass now beginning to build. You can see lances coming out. Actually, a trebuchet going to be coming out in response here from Leenock. So definitely the right choice to look to try and clear these positions coming out. But at the same time, the enemy's just got so many units. I think from Leenock at this point in time, you'd love to see like a crossbow men-at-arm mass, but the men-at-arms crossbow counters or gets countered by the mangonels. And that's really the difficult thing is you can try and have your crossbows in the fight, but if the enemy's got 2 mangonels or even 3 mangonels, your crossbows can't even be there. And by the time your men-at-arms move to position and take out the mangonels, you're going to be losing a huge amount of damage. So, yeah, curious to see how he plays it. But at this point in time, I mean, 108 population versus 112. 69 villages right now for running. Nice. 75 for Leenock. But that military pop is the main concern. And you can see that right now that running is just having no problem with all the map control that he's gathering and gaining around here. So slowly but steadily, he is working away at Leenock. You can see how quickly Leenock has to go or is going through this wood line. He's got another wood line down towards this position, but obviously realizes that it's only a matter of time before it actually opens him up to a little bit of counterplay. But I love the way that Leenock has actually eaten just half the forest. A little bit like half a moon pie right there. He just eats half of it. That's all he's interested in. Not interested in the other one. Trebuchet's continuing to unfold now. Running definitely looking very, very strong. But more siege getting added in. And I just want to compliment Running on the fact that he's really not overcommitting on mangonels. A lot of players will overcommit on mangonels. They'll think, I'll go to 5 mangonels, I'll go to 6 mangonels. Running just sticking with 1 or 2, and that's more than enough to disincentivize any potential crossbow mass from his enemy. We check out from Leenock now. You see 19 crossbows, and this is really sort of a red flag for me because it's one, it's one misclick away. It's one look away. It's one accidental. You guys know when the aggro happens. So like a single arrow flies out after you've issued a command, and then your units are aggroed by that arrow. Oh my god, that's happened to me many a time before. It is definitely a short ways away from that happening. So you got to be so careful. But nice little positioning now in here from Leenock. He's in the pocket. Going to be looking to try and take out and connect with these springlets. Obviously, these springlets have got Yam network. They did actually leave their Yam network, and now continuing to unfold. He's actually doing a pretty decent job here. Leenock doing a great job, managing to take out a whole bunch of springlets. Where is Running? Is Running fallen asleep at the keyboard again? Not like this, Running. not looking pretty right now for running. More outposts going to be coming up. Obviously, they get cleared by the trebuchets, but now we see the Khan just doing what the Khan does best. It's already killed 2 villagers. Going to be looking to kill a 3rd one. Knight's going to be coming in, or Lance is going to be coming in, rather, to do some damage against that Khan. Try and distract him a little bit, and now going to be heading towards stone mines. He's got double stone mine in his base, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a defensive keep come out for Leenock. In my left here, I just heard a whole bunch of villager sounds. I don't know, it was really loud. Maybe... I don't know if that was me or what happened there, but look at the party happening right now in the base of running. There's just an absolute party going on right here. But now back towards the base of Leenock, though, where there is not so much a party, but more a bit of a war of attrition that is happening. You can see his villagers lacking places to go. He has added farms in behind the base. Definitely a wise move for him. But at the same time, you can see he's really starting to struggle. 123 population versus 127. So still quite even. This game is anybody's. But at this point, you definitely feel like it's a little bit more in favor of our Mongol player. My main question is, where are all of his men-at-arms? There they are. He's got 35 men-at-arms. And I just don't know how Leenock is going to be able to deal with that, because he's kind of let the mass of men-at-arms get out of hand. And obviously, as I said, he's got 19 crossbows out. I want to see his production. Let's see what he's producing right now. He's got crossbow lancer. So literally, maybe that can work. Maybe the lancer actually works, because the lancer goes in, kills the mangonels, and then the crossbows are all that remain. Maybe that's the play. Who knows? Let's see how Leenock does it, though. You can see him falling back there, not using the line formation. Bit of a mistake. Ideally, you want to be using the line formation. It's just going to enable all of your springalds to have a bit better of a concave. But now up towards the north, Camel going to be looking to try and secure up this sacred site. Does go down, though, so that sacred site is going to be secure. But it's going to be for his enemy. And now Leenock continuing under pressure. At this point in time, you can see him just continuing to fall back. The barracks does show through the fog of war. Trebuchet now is also on the front line, but still yet to really focus down, but now running, just continuing to add in springalds. He's on to the 7th springled at this point. Probably going to be looking to push into the base of Leenock with these springalds. Let's see exactly how he does it. He's only got the 1 mangonel out still at this point. It's very interesting how he places it down like that. I'm not sure exactly what the thought process is behind that. 42 men-at-arms now. So Leenock's got enough crossbowmen to one-shot these bad boys. But now we actually see a men-at-arm does get behind the wall here. There are definitely some villagers here that could potentially get picked up. We hear that trebuchet unfolding from somewhere, looking to try and crash down on this men-at-arms. But now those villagers are indeed going to go down and not going to be able to clean up that men-at-arm. Okay, there we go. There we go. But Leenock now actually under attack on the front. You can see that he's getting through agriculture. He loves his economic upgrades, Leenock. If we take a look at exactly what he's got, you'll see wheelbarrow, you'll see horticulture. No fertilization just yet, a little bit more expensive. He's going to be able to clear this position. He's got plenty of villagers down here on this front. But at the same time, looks like the attack going to begin moving into the base. We'll enter into cinematic mode because we are about to get heavy, ladies and gentlemen. You can see all of the men-at-arms running into the base. Going to be able to snipe out these spicy little springalds. Trebuchet doing what trebuchets do best. And it looks like he might even be thinking about going for a potential snipe of the landmarks. And now crossbowmen going to be coming up from the south side. Mangonel is what you've got to be worried about. Lancers running into springalds. I don't know why they're doing that. They should be going for the mangonels. And now on the back line, this is what we're going to be focusing our attention on because the mangonels are really what are going to tell the story here. Villagers now moving down towards this position. You can see that there's just a huge amount of men-at-arms in here. He's going to be able to continue sieging down this position. 2 trebuchets are actually doing it and managing to fall back, hiding back continually. But that mangonel is still sitting out here untouched at this point in time. And you can see that the kiting is just going to continue coming out at this point from Leenock. Leenock going to start to lose villagers at this point. The decline is continuing. Leenock really just kiting until the end of his days, but at the same time, the mangonel just sitting back there, the one mangonel to change everything. It's chasing the way. Villagers actually going to come and get pulled out now, doing the job of what the horsemen or the spears should have done. Mangonel gets taken out. Now the crossbows are able to live without fear. Their persecutors have been exterminated. Second mangonel going to be rolling in. A third one was created, gets destroyed on the front line. Got to be careful. Got a micro right now, Leenock. Leenock not paying attention. He needs to be kiting. Shoot and scoot. Shoot and scoot. That is the way that you got to play it up against these combinations. Now you can see it looks like he might not have enough units to actually be able to one-shot the men-at-arms. Okay, does manage to get those bolts through, but having such a difficult time. And now it looks like the landmark for Leenock going to be going down up towards this northern position. It's going to be the first landmark of the game that goes down, but keep in mind, the Abbasid dynasty only have 2 landmarks. If he loses that second landmark, that is good game, ladies and gentlemen. You can head back to the drawing board. Sacred Sites now being taken for his opponent. Will enter out of cinematic mode because we are about to get heavy. I can feel it. I can feel it. Horsemen now, this is probably a bit of a better choice. Horsemen obviously faster than their knights, also half the price of their knightian counterparts. But now Horsemen going to be moving out. Obviously, so many Springles here. I say Springles, but the outposts are the term I'm looking for. But I mean, at this point, they're almost synonymous, aren't they? But 4 Trebuchets is going to be coming out now. Leenock needs to stop this at the same time. I mean, this is just the ultimate base defense. Like, look at this. It's just ludicrous. How do you even stop this? This is 100% like the Mongol base defense. It just sits here and it just moves forward. He's dropping down Springled emplacements. He's just got so much siege, so much counter siege. Men-at-Arms going to be able to hold this position, and Town Center is getting worked down. I'm not sure if Leenock even realizes at this point. Leenock is slowly losing the health on the Town Center. I don't know whether he's going to put 2 and 2 together. Leenock needs to wake up right now. You can see he's got 2 villagers inside the Town Center, but he needs to start repairing. His first landmark's down. This is the second landmark. You can see by the 20, the 20, he finally realizes now he's going to pull villagers. I think it might be too late. You can see the Horsemen going to be diving up down the inside, and looks like the villagers are pulling back down to 200 health at this point. Leenock going to be losing out all of his units here, managing to take out the majority of the Trebs. They continue to unpack, and at the same time, it looks like I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I think Leenock just tapped out. He didn't even lose the landmark. I think he just knew he was going to lose the landmark. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 1-0 going over to our running player. He's doing incredibly well. Make sure you tune in for the next one. It'll be the next video uploaded directly after this one.